everyone. I am answering a question on Purna Matsyendrasana. Purna Matsyendrasana is full Matsyendrasana. It's from the third series. So you may know that we have Ardha Matsyendrasana in second series and Purna, full, Ardha meaning half. So we have half Matsyendrasana in second series and full Purna in third series. I'll do my best to show you how with as much detail as possible. So this might be a little bit of a long video, but it's a really tough posture, and I think that I can show you some things to make it a little bit easier. So first thing is it's helpful to have a little something to sit on. I like to use, this is a yogi toes, but a blanket's good too. I do like something I can fold for adjustable height because it's a little different every day. So with that, I'll show you my bad side first, because that side I modify because it hurts my knee. And then I'll show you my better side. So first thing is to get a really nice half lotus here. So notice how I grab the underside of, I go under and grab from the heel. That really helps me. And you're trying to pull the heel right up into Uddiyana Bandha essentially. And then the lotus drops. From there, I basically come into a Matsyendrasana type position. And I actually think Matsyendrasana D from primary series is really, really helpful in learning this posture. So you can always go back there and extract more information. I'm gonna drop it down, meaning dropping my lotus down, and that means my hip shifted up, but that's okay for now. And I just like, I'm really working this down and I'm letting this hip float. And then I work the top leg outside. I'm gonna shift now so you can see my side view. So look how far out my toes are. My toes are poking out, and that's good. For me, that's good. Now here's the next step that's really important, is to recruit more length from here. So you need to drop down through here, and at the same time keep pushing into this heel. So what I'm going to do is I'm pulling my belly in a lot. Of course you have to because your heel's right in it, but really think of finding space with Uddiyana Bandha. Participation from Uddiyana Bandha is really important here. Hug in, armpit to the knee, and reach down. So right now I have enough torque that I could probably drop my hip down, but I'm gonna sit on this instead because it does start to feel like a little bit too much for my knee right now. And then when I sit on it, it becomes actually quite reasonable. So I'm sitting on it, I'm sucking in, dropping down. And that's important because now I have a much better foundation than I did before. And I hook. And reach and twist. So the sitting on something makes a big difference here because I'm really steady. I'm steady. I'm even keeled. I'm not about to tip over, but I'm still using the resistance in this posture to my advantage. Okay, now let's take a look at the other side. This side's a little bit better for me. My knee is more comfortable in it. But I start off the same, right? And I think that this is important. The heel goes in Uddiyana Bandha, and you can expect the toes to point out the side. So, you know, there's some postures where I think it's helpful to have less of the foot in lotus. This is not one of those postures. In this posture, you want as much of the foot into lotus as you can get. So the toes are gonna poke out the side here. I'm gonna work on dropping this down, and then I'll show you my side view. So, cradle it in there, and I drop the lotus leg down as part of the foundation. I come into this Matsyendrasana-like position, and then I'm gonna work my foot over to the side. Okay, now this is where I start to really use the resistance of this posture as a tool to help me get into it better. So I twist into it, getting the armpit as close to the knee as I can, and then I reach down, and then I'm pushing my arm into this top leg. And then I find enough space to drop the hip and take the twist. feels okay, but you might notice I wasn't really as steady there as I was on the other side, sitting on a blanket. So sitting on something on this side would have been an option as well. I probably could have gone a little bit lower. And, you know, it's one of those that changes a lot, but basically what I would suggest doing is using the resistance. I'll show you again, because it's all about leveraging resistance here. You drop and you take it over, and I feel my shin and my thigh pushing together, and you want that, like, use that. And then I'm going to move the leg as much to the midline as I can, catch it, push my arm into it, and then wrap. And so there's a lot of resistance here, but I'm using that torque and to drop the hip, to push the arm into the top leg, and then to get the twist. And this whole time, I'm finding space from Uddiyana Bandha. And you breathe into it, you know, like you'll find more space as you practice it more. You know, certainly some days I need no blanket. Some days I need more blanket. Some days I just can't do it because it's too much on my knee. So it changes all the time. But extract as much as you can from Mari D, and then really work on dropping the hip, bandhas in, lifting the sternum, and using the leverage in that posture where you're making contact with body parts like shin and thigh, arm and chin, arm and thigh bone, and using that to help you twist more deeply into the posture. It's a tough pose though, so be patient with it and just know, like all the other postures, this one will also get easier.